of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. Any public comment right off the get-go? Mr. Friedel?
Thank you, Mr.
Did
Mayor.
I pronounce that right?
Sorry?
Did I pronounce that right?
That's close enough. I have a hearing impairment, so I have a hard time, so whatever you call me, I learned my mother taught me, just call me, right? So my name is Scott Crable. I am the chairman of the board of the Community Church of North Adams down the street. I believe back in June, our pastor, Michael, who's my son, was approached and asked us to see if we would consider hosting and sponsoring a fundraising dinner for our local fire department. And so our board discussed that, and we decided we would do what we could to come up with a date. We did. It was so on September 16th, we held a chicken dinner, which was put on by our local church, and we raised, thanks to this community, we raised some funds. The total amount was $1,678 that this community put in. Our board was not satisfied with that, and so we looked into one of our special missions funds, and we just thought an even number would be a lot better, maybe for record keeping. So I am here tonight to present the chief a check for the total of $3,000 for fire department equipment. And so, chief, if you want to come up here, I can hand you this. There's actually two checks because one's made out to the donor made it out to the fire department. So I am a retired firefighter of 26 years, so this is hits me right in the heart. I know the sacrifice that they make. I know that trying to find good equipment is hard. I also know that finding money is hard. So it's our pleasure to support this community and fight our firefighters.
Thank you.
One last caveat, I just want to be careful how I say this. I know that you're a small community and I know money is tight and everything. I have a lot of experience in the fire service, and if you were thought about looking at some grants, federal grants through FEMA, the U.S. Fire Administration. I know, grant's always that big word. It's all about writing the grant. I see great potential because I see there's a lot of need. That's how you write that need. And right now, the federal government has a lot of money. They're just trying to give it away, it's all that kind of thing. But it's taxpayer money, and it goes back. And so it's that time where smaller departments seem like they're overlooked because maybe you don't have a grant writer, maybe you don't have some social capital with your local politicians, because that's what it's going to take. And if I could just offer some help in any way, I'd be glad to do that. Not saying that nobody here doesn't have that capability. I just want to be careful. But if you should use some means to help, I'll be glad to help that.
Great.
Okay? Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay,
I can go now or later.
you can go now.
Okay. I missed last month, so I feel weird. And did anybody talk about Heritage Day? No. Okay. It went fantastic. We weren't really sure as we got to the end of planning what was going to happen. We thought we were going to be broke, but that didn't happen because the community came out in droves. So we have enough money to continue and go on for another year. So that's awesome. We also have several new members that have joined, and we have reorganized a little bit to kind of spread out some of the work. So I'm really hoping that Heritage Day next year and going forward continues to be a success. So that's awesome. Food Truck Day, October 21st. I left flyers on the back table. That has come together great. I am touching base with all the vendors tonight just to let them know what time to be here that day, and so far so good. I've not had any cancellations, which is awesome.
Saturday, correct?
Saturday the 21st from 12 to 4, and we are very, very excited to have everybody come out. So.
Will there be a ball game again?
Yes, there is going to be a ball game. We're actually going to be completely on the ball field this time. We're gonna have wagon rides that are gonna do a little circle, Vreeland Railroad, Maine, Pratt, and keep making a little circle. If somebody wants to stay on the wagon, stay on the wagon. If you only want one little ride, that's great. We have 11 food trucks. There's 25-ish vendors that are gonna be out there. And there are gonna be tables on the ball field so that people have somewhere to sit. And we have lots of great volunteers to help carry things and do things and make sure we continue to pick up, and it looks like we were never there by the time that we're done. I was really pleased with how that turned out in June. I think I found one piece of plastic that was stray after everything was said and done. And then the way we're gonna kind of horseshoe the trucks, there's plenty of space behind the trucks left in the ball field that we're going to be able to play ball just in a different direction back in the back half. So we'll have the ball players out there, talk to some of the firefighters at the benefit dinner, and they were definitely interested in playing again, so that's awesome because I know Grant is always looking for pickup players to come out, so just encourage people to come out and do that and just be with each other even if you don't eat, so. I would rather you ate, but.
If you need any more tables and chairs, we have plenty at the school.
Awesome. Great, thank you.
The 21st,
The 21st. Unfortunately, it is also the same day as the Michigan State game. We're just gonna hope, because it's in Lansing that day, that whoever is gonna head to Lansing to watch football just stops and eats on the food trucks on their way to Lansing. Or you can wear your school spirit out to the event and tailgate of sorts while you're hanging out with us, so.
anybody else? All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Old business. Program to replace D&B billing.
Okay,
Ms. Ellie's in charge of that.
I have some handouts here. So I've talked to the city of Hudson, and I've talked to Adams Township, as far as what software and programming they're using, which I know Adams Township doesn't do the sewer portion, but kind of tying into like the tax program, and also replacing QuickBooks. Because what I found when talking to the city of Hudson, they have one company and they run everything out of it. And a couple of years ago, they had some issues with their third-party billing company, switched to this program, replaced everything, and their deputy clerk is really happy with it. So I reached out to this company, and it's a company we have worked with in the past. It's called BSNA, and it's designed specifically for government entities. We had some of their software on our computer for our taxes, but the problem was it was from the late 80s, early 90s. So it was not compatible. So for the last, I don't even know how many years, our taxes have been done by hand. So with that being said, it is, I got a quote to roll everything into one. So it's a little pricey when you roll everything into one.
Will that do like your checks and everything? Is that gonna be, like, are you gonna get rid of QuickBooks entirely?
Yeah. So what I did was, the initial quote has everything lumped together, and then,
I've never heard of this company, but I mean, it's a good thing if you, if other, you know,
Yeah.
municipalities are using it.
We used that at, Council Con Drain Commission, BSNA.
yeah, and that's what it sounds, so when I meet with Kelly on Monday, I'm gonna ask her too if she knows of any other, like, villages or townships that are using something different, but from everybody I've talked to, it seems like they have a monopoly on the programming. So the initial quote I'm handing out is for everything, and then I just had them put together some rough numbers if we wanted to just maybe start in portions and just start with sewer billing. So if you guys want to just take all these guys out. And they're located in Michigan, so like they'll send somebody down to training on the software program. They've been very like responsive with
And
any
it'd be
questions.
expensive in the long run, we'll save money.
Yeah, and it's, even if we like phase it in portions too, so it's not the initial cost upfront, because that number is a little scary.
Is this our printer?
Yes.
Need a new printer?
Um,
What
when I worked at the Drain Commission part-time, this BSNA was based in Bath, Michigan. And we would go up every year for training, and they would always come down to help, and they were very, very good on helping.
And that's what Hudson said too, is they had a real mess of things, and the SNA came in and really helped sort things out. And you can choose if you wanna do like the billing quarterly, or if you want it monthly. And then there is, so I asked too.
Sorry, how much do we pay each month for the sewer billing?
Like $370. Plus QuickBooks, you get the $320 a year. So some other questions I asked when I was talking to this gentleman on the phone about the software, so credit card payment options. So we would have like our own portal. So there's a couple different companies we could choose. There's Invoice Cloud or Point and Pay. He said the one's a little bit more expensive